Greetings all. Thanks for taking a moment to take a look at this video and hopefully learn something about what we're trying to accomplish here at the church. In worship this past Sunday, I gave some announcements about momentum and tried to help give a little understanding about a couple things that we're trying to accomplish at the church. And many folks thought that it was helpful and asked that if we could put it out in video, and so that more people could see it, or people could just hear it again and continue their thinking and learning about this. So here's the deal. We're trying to accomplish two major projects at one time, really, in the life of our church right now. One of them is the Momentum Capital Campaign. Another of them is converting our campus over to solar energy. With the Momentum campaign, we have specifically said that we do not believe it is good stewardship to finance through a loan these projects. And with the solar project, though, we are planning and researching ways in which we might finance this part of our ministry through a loan. And so folks have said, why a loan on one side and not on the other side? Why is it good stewardship in one way but not good stewardship in the other way? So let me just take a moment and explain that. With the solar project, there are hard numbers and costs that we can track and that we can very clearly understand. Some of those numbers have to do with the decrease in our monthly bills, which are averaged to be somewhere just above $2,000 a month. And so if we take a loan out in order to install the solar, all of that savings will go back into paying off the solar. In addition, there are rebates from the state and utility companies for the first 5 years, and all of those rebates will go back into paying for these solar panels. In addition, we are working with our current mortgage holder, and we have a current mortgage of a little over $1 million from the second phase of building on this campus. We are working with that lender, which is the United Methodist Development Fund, from within our denomination, and going to add the cost of the solar to the back end of our existing loan. And at the same time, they will refinance all of our loan, and we will end up with a lower interest rate. And so, crunching all of the numbers, we would project that somewhere between 6 and 7 years, the solar project and that piece of the loan would be completely paid for by the savings and the rebates. So any savings that we make in terms of solar energy past those 6 or 7 years is money that goes directly back into the church to fund our mission and ministry and to pay off the overall debt on our building. So it actually makes good sense and seems to be good stewardship to do financing of the solar project in this way. On the other hand, we do not believe that it is good stewardship to fund the capital campaign through a loan. And that is because the numbers are much softer. Sure, we do believe that by making these improvements to the campus, by increasing our capacity to host people on campus, and increasing our capacity to communicate the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ, so that we will gather more people. And that every time a church gathers more people, well, more people give, and there's more money that flows through the congregation. However, unlike the solar project, there are not hard numbers. It's not invest $1 and get this many dollars back out of the project with the capital campaign. It is much grayer in terms of how that will work. And so we do not believe it is good stewardship to take a loan out for that $435,000 momentum campaign with the hopes that someday we would realize the gains from that capital campaign. Rather, we are asking that the current congregation would give and cover the cost of that capital campaign in preparation for the future of our congregation. Now, some folks have also asked about doing multiple projects at the same time and why we would do that and how that works. And let me just say this. We are a growing congregation. And growing congregations are always asking, what's next? What can we do next in order to strengthen our ministries, to prepare for the future, to reach more people for Christ? A growing congregation is never going to get to the point of saying, well, we're done. We've accomplished everything in the name of God that we need to accomplish. I hope that you've learned through my 3 years and 9 months of pastoral leadership here that I'm interested in pastoring a growing congregation. Uh, um, and so in reality, what that means is there are 5 or 6 projects, major things that we need to be doing here at the church that are on the horizon for us to do in order to reach more people for Christ. The job of our leaders is to figure out which of those 5 or 6 need to happen next, which ones are ready, which ones are sort of online, which ones do we have the financing and the leadership in place for. Sometimes in the life of the church, it'll be one project. Sometimes it'll be more than one project, such as we have right now. I hope what is next for you is that as an individual, as families, that you're truly discerning in prayer how you are going to be a part of the capital campaign, the momentum campaign, and help us to move this momentum forward.